Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me for our daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The third mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to cultivate responsibility and learn ways to protect the safety and integrity of individuals, couples, families, and society. I'm determined not to engage in sexual relations without love and a long-term commitment. To preserve the happiness of myself and others, I'm determined to respect my commitments and the commitments of others. I will do everything in my power to protect children from sexual abuse and to prevent couples and families from being broken by sexual misconduct. For our Dharma lessons, we're reading Ajahn Munindo's book, Unexpected Freedom. Today we're reading a section on alienation. Sometimes people mistake the teaching on mindfulness, confusing it with a psychological state of being out of touch or being split off from experience. A reason for making this mistake could be that there was a lack of predictability in early life experience. Given the mobility of families these days and the various other forms of instability, children often fail to learn a healthy, trusting way of relating to their peers. If this disposition remains unaddressed, such children grow into adults whose underlying response to life is one of mistrust. Such individuals don't know how to fully surrender themselves into experiences of any kind. It's as if they're standing back and looking at themselves, living life. This is me doing this is me doing that. Spontaneous self-surrender is not a possibility. There's always that standing back and watching oneself. This is not an uncommon perspective to have. Many people grow up with such a sense of limitation, desperately wanting to be able to engage fully with life, but having a paralyzing self-consciousness. Hence, many Westerners approach the Buddhist teachings from the perspective of feeling once removed from life. And unfortunately, they read the teachings of mindfulness as endorsing this alienation. They try to turn this dysfunctional aspect of their mind's watching itself into a spiritual practice. But certainly this is not what is being advocated. Right mindfulness does not mean that we split off from our experience. It means that we experience it more fully and accurately without any obstruction. Feelings of pleasure we really feel as pleasure. When we eat a good meal, we know that there's pleasure. If we experience pleasure and we are in a state of not knowing that we are experiencing pleasure, we can be storing up problems for ourselves. The next time we experience something that is not pleasant, the not knowing state is there again. And this is where our suffering expresses itself. If we have the presence of mind to receive experience as it is, undiluted, uninterrupted, then everything can teach us. If we always stand back and relate from our safe perspective of watching everything, we're going to find it difficult to learn. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Namo Phat. Thanks so much for joining me today.